Welcome back, everybody. Hope you had a good day. It was a good day for me. I just got done puppy sitting my sister's dog for a couple of hours. That was fun. We went for a nice long walk to the dog park around the beach. Went for a drive. Got puppuccino and some sugar nuggets. And then we came home. And now I'm here. I say it was a good day. Hope you had a good day. What did I wear today? Well, I went with one of them Lattafas. I went with Al Noble Wazeer. I don't like the velvet bottle, but anyway, it just feels kind of weird in the hands for a box. For a box is fine, for a bottle, it feels like it has like mold growing on it, but it doesn't. It just feels that way. First thing I want to say about the scent before I get into anything, this is the most mass appealing scent, designer-like scent I think I've ever smelled from Lattafa. Now, they have a lot of good that I smell, that I love, but I understand a lot of them are mass appealing. So a lot of them are designed more for crazy people like me in the fragrance community than everybody else. This seems to be more designed for the majority. And, while not a blue scent, it has blue scent aspects to it. That I would say kind of classify it as maybe a blue scent. In terms, there's no real Middle Eastern flair to it, right? There's no oud, there's no spices. Well, there's spices in it, but it's so minute, and it might even just be the cedar giving it that spice towards the mid that it's not even worth mentioning. And in the far, far dry down, there's a tiniest hint of oud, but again, not worth mentioning. At least that's what I pick up. So anyway, now let's get into it. I just want to get that out. That this is not your typical Middle Eastern heavy frag. It's more in the lines of something like a blue fragrance. It's the bluest fragrance, even though it's not a blue fragrance, that I know from Lattafa. Now, do they have more? Of course they do. They have clones of them, for God's sakes. But I have, and I've smelled. This would be the most mass appealing blue kind of vibe. So let's get into it. Like I said, how did I wear it? I didn't know how strong it was going to be, so I decided to play it safe on the first application. And so I went with 2 in my moisturizer, 1, 2, this shirt on, 1, and 1 in each creak of the elbow. Performance, not the greatest, actually. Quite honestly, only about 5 hours, and realistically, after 4, you could reapply. It projects really good about an arm's length out there for about an hour, and then comes in real quick. Gives you this soft bubble for about another hour, hour and a half, and then it's a skin scent for an hour, and then it's gone. So about 4 hours, I had to reapply twice, and I loaded on the second to third time. I can't tell you how many sprays I did, but probably 10. Even the second time, I put a little cup more in my moisturizer and did about 10 sprays. And the second time I did about 10 sprays, around there. And that helped with the performance a bit. And I loaded up the clothes this time with the spray too. There's 3 or 4 on the shirt. And you can still smell it pretty good on the shirt. But on my skin, well, I just sprayed it here just before I did the video to get the smell of the opening again. But in the crinks of my elbow, you can still smell it. And as we're going on about the 4.5 hour mark since my last application, but it's pretty light. So I'd say 4 hours reapply. But it smells really nice. And me saying that it was a blue scent at the beginning isn't a bad thing. And it's not a blue scent. It's just the best way I can describe it. That type of scent, very mass appealing with aspects of blue scents. Hey, kind of massive wearing a blue shirt and hat. But anyway. Off the top, well, this has notes. The notes don't matter in this one, I find, really, for the most part, because you're not getting half of them, at least what I could find, and and mint chocolate stuff. It just, we'll get into it. At the end of the day, it's a very nice, affordable, mass appealing, blue-esque type scent. Your first spray, it's the sparkly, effervescent, minty citrus combo with sweet fruit. And the fruit is pear. I did check it. I couldn't quite place the smell, but I knew it. And it's pear, and it is a sweet pear. I pick up the pear right away. It's a sweet pear with, like I said, the sparkling, minty citrus type thing. And that lasts about an hour. That's when it's projecting the most. And then it comes in And about a half hour, you get a bit of start getting a bit of floral vibes, um, and it's the iris that's in this. Well, and it's not the iris makeupy, heavy, sticky makeupy kind of smell. It's more just the slight floral, powdery vibe that iris can give, and that's pretty much there from start to finish too until you get into the fire dry down, and that's kind of the mid, and you start getting a bit of that cedar. Like I said, the spice. I think it's just the cedar coming out. Don't really pick up too many spice, just kind of a cedar spice almost. How cedar can give you that kind of almost peppery vibe, um, nutmeggy vibe even. So I'm pretty sure it's just the cedar. It's still fruit and sweetie. It's just not projecting a whole lot. Like I said, you got about a 6 inches or so of a bubble. Um, and then you start getting about an hour into that, into the dry down, and while it still stays a little fruity and woody, there is a bit of a slight creamy caramel, chocolate caramel vibe that comes out, but it's not a lot. It's still mostly just the sweet pear and cedar kind of combo and floral aspect, but it is there, and it's still on the fresh side. Then it kind of dries down a bit more, and the freshness is still there, but it's a sandalwood, cedar, amber musk kind of vibe to it. And then the far dry down is just your basic wood and musk with, like I said, the tiniest hint of oud. I wouldn't even say it, but I know somebody's going to come on here and say they smell oud, and I would say it is in there, but it's so slight it's not even worth mentioning in my books. So at the end of the day, what is it? It's a fresh, compliment getting, sparkly, sweet, fruity, sweet, floral scent with a nice woody base. That's it. It's not bad at all. Um, Said the performance isn't the greatest, but I mean, not everyone can be a banger. I get that. Lattafa usually hits it out of the park, but not every one of them can be. And this might do better on your skin. Like I said, it just on my skin just ate it up. So I do like the antlers. I don't know why, but I do. But geez, it's really tight. It's almost as bad as Camera. Not quite, but close. I'm starting to pull this off, so I'm just going to set it kind of on there like that. Keep it that way. I don't like the bottle, like I said. The bottle shape and everything's fine. It's just this velvety I don't like on a bottle. But anyway, that's it, guys. Again, hope you had a good day. Oh, compliment factor. I did go out with my friend to the mall. She did a little shopping. And, well, not a great compliment because she usually says I smell great and all this stuff. She's just kind of like, oh, that one smells nice. I like that. You know, just kind of like, whatever. So it's typical. Like you can smell it. It also has a bit of a 90s tinge to it. Something that Cody would have released in the 90s in like a Cody fragrance. And if you weren't around for the 90s, I can't explain it any more than that. But those of you know what I mean. You know, it's got this kind of almost aldehydic with the citruses and whatnot. Kind of thank you Polo Sport, because that was the first one I remember using a whole shit ton of aldehydics. Not that it smells like Polo Sport. I'm just saying aldehydes. So yeah, it's got that bit of that 90s vibe to it. Something like I said, you'd pick up at Shoppers Drug Mart or Lawton's or well, I guess in the States, it'd be stuff like Walgreens and shit like that, Walmart, for 20 or $30 back in the 90s. And that's not a bad thing. That's not me trashing it. I love that. I do. Yes. So yeah, I really like this one. End of review. All right, guys. Peace, love, be good to each other, and be good to yourselves.